まだ生きてたのか。
So it looks like the hunt for the actress to play the world famous doctor in Netflix One Piece adaptation of the anime and manga, and this is Dr. Kureha, who is the mentor of our most lovable crewmate that is part of Monkey D. Luffy's crew, and this is Tony Chopper's mentor and just the doctor that he has so much passion for, that took him under her wing and kind of just progressed his overall backstory in such a way where we have so much commitment and just involvement in this character, Tony Chopper. So this is a vital character, and of course the person champion and trying to get this role is Jamie Lee Curtis, who made an official declaration online, officially on Instagram, saying after the writers strike and Screen Actors Guild strike, she's gonna make a concerted effort to go after this role, and that's Jamie Lee Curtis. She's a popular fan choice, fan casting. She obviously looks exactly like the character. If you see some of her pictures, you see some of her other photos of her and just interviews, she's aware of the character. She's aware of the animation in of itself. I know she's friends with one person that plays that speaks of the Chopper role, the American version Chopper role, and she has a good relationship with that person. So she's really interested in One Piece. She's a fan of One Piece. So people have been championing that she take up the role, and this is something that has been growing online, just with more and more pressure with people putting her name in the ring for the role. And this is, I think, a good situation. She's a big name. She's going to draw people to One Piece, even though One Piece is already drawing people with an excellent first season. #1 again the third week in a row, with people just always watching this show, increasing the number of hours being watched, and just worldwide is still dominating. May not be dominating in America, still in the top 5 in America, but worldwide is dominating. And I think this is a good thing to have, like someone that's familiar, will catch people's eye, to know that Jamie Lee Curtis, she just won an Oscar, so she's a award-winning actress, and she just has a history that people know who she is. She's been in a bunch of movies like Halloween, True Lies, where we know who she is, so people know who she is, and they're interested in seeing what she is about to do and what films she's going to participate in. Of course, she was in Everywhere, Everything, All at Once. That was a great movie, so people are aware of her, and I think this will draw more eyes. But for me, I have some technical problems with her being a part of this cast, because it's a cast of unknown people. I think that offers a level of interest of just being surrounded by new faces. You're not constantly brought out into the real world again by world famous actresses. It's not like The Rock is in One Piece. If you see him, you know The Rock is an action star, so it takes you out of the world of One Piece. And I think that's the benefit of having fresh faces. You're always in the world of One Piece. There's no world famous actor that is taking your mind out of the world and the story. And I think that's one benefit of not casting Jamie Lee Curtis. Even though I think she's a great person for the role, I don't really want any big faces in these roles, because it's just easier to digest One Piece as a piece of art and storytelling when you just don't know the actors. And I think that is a good thing that we had in the first season. We just discovered so much new faces, so much new actors, and it was fun just learning about these new actors themselves. So I think this hiring Jamie Lee Curtis, that is a disadvantage to choose her. But of course, the showrunner Matt Owens, he had his own response to her, just her posting that. But let's read Jamie Lee Curtis' Instagram post that she says she's going to campaign for this role. But here we go. Let's read it out. Jamie Lee Curtis here on Instagram, she says, wants to strike against the greed of the AMTP, that's the producers union, is settled with a fair contract. I will lobby along with a growing fan frenzy to become Dr. Kureha in One Piece Netflix. And there it is. She just says it simply and directly. Of course, she has the looks. People Photoshop this scene right here from Halloween. She looks exactly like the character. She has that same demeanor. She has the same flowing hair. She just pulls off that look so easily, and I think it's understandable that people want her in this live action. She's the #1 fan cast, people have been saying for a while now, and she just has a look, so I'm not mad at that. But for me, she's not my #1 pick. I'd rather have an unknown. But let's see what Matt Owens says in his response to her. And he says, "Mommy dearest, that's why we sent you that figure. No need to lobby. Once we get what we deserve and get back to work, let's talk." Okay, so they already have intentions of choosing her, so it seems like the showrunner likes her. They already have intentions to actually get her. I think the only roadblock to this is Eiichiro Oda, the actual creator of One Piece. If he says no, then they can't get her, and I think that is going to be a decisive choice right there. I'm pretty sure Oda probably already approved this if the showrunner is mentioning this online. So I'm thinking this is already a done deal. But if Oda doesn't want her, and I'll be fine if he doesn't want her. I think it's a reasonable thing to say. He may have the same ideas that I'm having. I would rather have an unknown. Another thing that may be a negative of choosing Jamie Lee Curtis, she might ask for a lot of money. We're already paying a lot of these actors and just paying for these sets, and then we have next season you have Tony Chopper that's just gonna join the crew, and he has a lot of costs, CGI costs, just a makeup costs, just everything around Chopper may be expensive, and just a lot more of devil fruit characters that have powers, that have interesting powers that are going to eat up the budget. I think it's just you don't want to spend too much money on just a big name actress when you can spend more money on just the CGI and effects that will improve the overall effort and design of the show. And that's just my take on it. I just feel like if you're gonna have Tony Chopper, you're going to have to save money elsewhere, and I think you have to save that money with the actresses and actors. You have to choose unknown actors that fulfill the role, that have talent and skills, that just to occupy the role in a way where you're not wasting money on these big names. Like, it's not like you want The Rock to be in this. He's going to ask for $10-12 million. So it's just something you have to save money on. And I think Jamie Lee Curtis, she's known for taking pay cuts, so it may not be a problem for her just to do this. And this character is not going to be in the show. She's not joining Straw Hat Luffy's crew. It's a reasonable role to get her in a few episodes and to have her peek in and out of multiple seasons. I think it's reasonable to have her in it, but if she asks for too much money, I think you should just skip past her. The fans will be angry, but you'll find an actress that might be even better than Jamie Lee Curtis, because Jamie Lee Curtis is not the best actress in the world, at least according to me. I know she just won an Oscar. I think that was more of a legacy Oscar, but I think you can find an equal or better actress for that role. You don't have to depend on Jamie Lee Curtis, but I know a lot of people, a lot of fans want her. She already has that look. The fan base is already rooting for her. They want to see her take up that role. And I have no problem with it. I think she'll do a good job. I'm hoping that we get just an overall good interpretation of Chopper. Chopper is my favorite character from the Straw Hat Luffy crew. It's just the person I'm looking forward to most. He's the most emotional character I had a connection to from One Piece, and we love the emotion from Chopper, and that's where I'm just hoping we get everything right. If they hire Jamie Lee Curtis, that's a good part. She has the skills to do it, and I just hope we get an adequate Chopper that can show this emotion. You need these emotions, and I'm looking forward to seeing these emotions from the show. So I'm hyped regardless. If they don't choose her, if they choose her, I'm going to be excited for what they do with this next season. Tell me what you think. Are you excited for Jamie Lee Curtis to take up the role of Dr. Kureha? I'm excited, but I don't mind either way if she's not in the role. But leave your thoughts, comments, like, share, and subscribe. This is Wagner Knows Why. Catch you next time.